And so therefore the umbilical cord is an energetic stream that comes from the center of the galaxy. It comes to the center of the core of the sun, to the core of the earth. And what's happening is Mother Earth is about to birth this whole new way of life, a race of beings who have undertaken this enormous journey, who wish to graduate and become universal beings, the embodiment of the universe. We had an example of that, of the male consciousness of the universe and the female consciousness of the universe on many occasions, coming and sharing that expression of life as Jesus, as Buddha and Krishna and many others, and Isis and Mary Magdalene and many others in the feminine aspect, Kuan Yin, so many expressions in so many cultures. These consciousnesses have come and shared the wisdom and reminded us of the journey on many occasions. Mm-hmm. And so, that's why the going through this fifth dimensional opening is birthing out. We don't go up the umbilical cord, because some of the concepts that have been shared on the planet at the moment are suggesting that we should go back to the core of the galaxy, back to that. And, well, if someone wants to do that, they're welcome to it, but I don't feel that's my path. I feel I have come here to achieve an intended outcome, and that's to birth into this new state of being. So this energy is coming from down the umbilical cord. It's like an energetic wave that's heading our way, and we're seeing the ripples of it so far. And soon we're going to see larger and larger waves, and it's a tsunami. In all honesty, it's such a massive energetic tsunami that's coming our way, and when it hits, it's going to transform everything. And so all the beings who are not able to cope with that transformation need to find a way off the planet, simply because, just to help with the mechanics of it, Gary and Kimberley, if you look at it just from the nuts and bolts point of view, and rational and even logical point of view, if you know that Mother Earth is going to ascend, and you know that you are going to ascend, does that not mean a higher state of being? Enlightenment. So it means that we're becoming beings of light. And so therefore, if you look at your natural environment around you, then you will see that there's a lot of beauty in it, absolutely. But is it barbaric? Totally. And we've mentioned this before. You look at a beautiful, beautiful bird, and you just look at how beautiful this bird is. Next thing, it turns around and it's got a worm in its mouth and it's bashing it against the branch of the tree. That worm in that moment does not think about the beauty of that bird. Right. So we've got to realize that this whole epoch and this whole era that we have been in, and the natural environment that we've had, has been appropriate for our journey in this era. But now this era is coming to an end. So we cannot be enlightened beings walking around in an environment that's completely 3D barbaric. You can't. You can't. And so the whole natural environment has to change as well. So Mother Earth needs to shed her skin. So therefore the outer crust of the Earth will have to go.
It's a metamorphosis of the whole Earth.
Yes, the whole Earth. And the beings who wish to morph with her, such as myself, will stay on her body. We will move through into a higher dimensional plane. So because for me to ascend, I need to find center. So for Mother Earth to ascend, she needs to find center. So if you look at this wobble that she has, she's 23 degrees off her axis. And so what's happening is she's going to realign and find center again. And that will begin in a big way on the 21st of December 2012, and will take roughly 3 months, because we're in what's called the precession of the equinoxes. And so the cycle does not finish on December 21, 2012. It actually finishes the following equinox, which is March 2013.
Okay.
And we will be safe once we're in that realm, in that fifth dimensional paradigm. We will be safe from Mother Earth cleansing the lower domains. So the third and the fourth dimensional realms on this planetary body are in the process of deconstructing now.
Oh yeah,
and
we're in it.
Right.
And honestly, in all honesty, the scientific evidence for that is everywhere.
Oh yeah.
You've just got to have a look. Honestly, the Hadron Collider and all the experiments that they have done have found that all the elements of this reality are becoming unstable. This reality is literally falling apart, and it is one of the biggest secrets that has been kept from everybody, but you can find the information if you just go looking.
Sure.
Oh,
Sure.
did you get a chance to look at the links that Gary sent you earlier about the vortex in the... Is it the Persian Gulf?
I'll say the Red Sea, the Gulf of Aden?
Yeah.
Not remembering it.
Did you get a chance to look at that?
I had a brief look at that, and my goodness, that's growing, isn't it, that vortex?
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently, and how all the navies of the world have been dispatched there, and have been for quite some time. And it was under the guise
the
of...
last couple of days, the seismic activity that has not been existent in that region has been out of the realm of anything in recorded history. And I find that to be fascinating. I mean, it fits right in with everything that we're talking about for me.
There will be many anomalies. Some will be artificially created,
Yeah.
and some will be organic. So if you hear about it being a Stargate, then the chances are it's if it is a Stargate to start with, then the chances are it is definitely artificially induced, which will not matter in the greater scheme of things, because what they need to do is continue to propagate the concept that it is technology is what is changing everything. Do you see where I'm coming from?
Okay.
This particular anomaly that and so obviously you didn't get a chance to look at the links, and that's okay. What's interesting about the information that I gleaned from taking some time to look at it is that all of the navies of the world are there observing this. So therefore, my intuition is telling me that this is a natural occurrence. It's not a man-made occurrence, because they're all wanting to know what the hell is going on here. So so it's not like, if it was something that was created, they wouldn't be there and they wouldn't need to be observing it. So that's kind of why I'm bringing this out. That's all.
Yeah, it's fantastic. We're going to see so much more of it, and
Mhm.
it'll provide great triggers for people. The moment people say, "Oh, take a look at this," and they start exploring it, their awareness expands. Begins to expand quite dramatically.
Yeah, because they're referring to this as a Stargate, and but all of the countries are there guarding it and looking at it and saying, "Whoa, what's this all about?"
Yet, the navies were dispatched there under the pretense of controlling some pirate activity, because this vortex has disrupted the fishing in this Gulf, in the Gulf of Aden. A-D-E-N, Aden, by the way. And they were using that as the veil as to the reason why the navies were dispatched there. But these pirates were nothing more than a handful of lightly armed individuals who were accosting boats out in the Gulf for food, basically.
Right, so that's the cover-up. It's like,
Right.
there are these pirates there, but I'm just saying, my intuition is saying that they don't get it. That this is like really kind of boggling their mind. And if
It's a
all
big
of
deal,
the
isn't it?
navies of the world are convening and checking this out, that's not, to me, that's not man-made. That's what I'm saying. That's my take on it. So.
And for all the navies to be there, in the contingency there is enormous. So that is saying that people like the US, for example, are saying we don't have an answer. Maybe you do. Please come and help. So they're throwing their arms up in the air, saying we got no idea, guys. We need help on this.
That's what I'm saying. When you see all the navies of the world, I mean, the list is like endless. It's like Korea, China, Russia.
There were
North
navies
Korea.
that I didn't know that countries had navies.
That's right. So when I saw that in this article, that came to our attention